never made one of these types of videos, so please bear with me. I know this isn't very normal for me to do, and that's because I'm not that great with words and with public speaking and stuff like that. But today I felt the need to do this. Okay. Have you ever had a dream, but it wasn't really a dream? It was kind of like you're half asleep, because that happened to me this morning, and that's why I'm making this video. The Father really laid this upon my heart. I was kind of in the section of, like, still dreaming, but kind of aware of what's going around you, just that in-between world right there. So that's where I was earlier this morning. Actually, it was late this morning. I slept in, but it's Shabbat. It's okay. But I remember just laying there, and sometimes I would, like, be seeing my room, because that's where I was sleeping, but other times I was seeing Stephanie Gretzinger from Bethel Worship on stage speaking, and it was really reminding me of this video, like the setting was reminding me of this video of her speaking on YouTube, and it's one of my favorite videos ever. I've watched it so many times. I'll put the link to it in the description. It's a great video. And in that video, she's actually talking about prophecy and dreams and stuff like that a little bit. And she was saying that she had this dream where she heard a phrase, but she understood the layers of it. And that was how it was for me in the situation this morning, because I heard her say, life is like a race. And after I heard her say that, I heard all these other levels of it and understood what she meant by that phrase. And it really made me think about how my life as a believer is a race. And I see the finish line as the Father's arms, and that I'm constantly running to the Father's arms. But it's a process to finally get to Him. And I really felt like I'm supposed to talk about obstacles, and that there's obstacles in every race. And it's very important that we don't weave our way around those obstacles, and that we don't hesitate when we get to those obstacles, but that we trust in the Lord, and that we just face them straight on, knowing that God will give us strength to overcome it. God gives us strength to overcome anything. And that played a huge part in my life, because there have been so many times where I've fallen. And you know how in races people fall, and some of them just get up, but they walk off and they give up. And other people, they fall and they get back up and they keep going. And that's been my case in very many situations. Sometimes there have been team members that have helped me up, and sometimes I've felt completely alone when I was trying to get back up, all bruised and everything. But you know what? I wasn't alone. God is always with us. He's always watching over us. He's always protecting us and taking care of us, because we're His children. And I'm sorry, I'm terrible with words, but that's what happened this morning. And it's just been on my mind all day. And when I shared it with my little sister, it's crazy because she's 13. And I'm always coming to her with these dreams and stuff that I'm having, these puzzle pieces. And she takes them and she puts them together and shows me what they mean. And she's a huge blessing. She's a great kid. But immediately after I told her about this morning, she grabbed my phone and she was like, okay, I'm going to look up something. And the first verse that came up was from 1 Corinthians. And I actually want to go ahead and read this for you guys. It was 1 Corinthians 9:24. And it says, "Do you not know that those who run in a race all run, but one receives the prize? Run in such a way that you may obtain it." And so she showed me that, and I kind of put it off for a little while, a couple hours. And then my parents went and rest because they were so tired. But I got my study Bible out, and I opened it up to 1 Corinthians 9:24, and there's actually this whole section right here. These 2 pages is focused on 1 Corinthians 9:24, and it talks about perseverance and running the race. And I just want to share this with you really quick. I'm just going to read this little paragraph right here. It says, in 1 Corinthians 9:24 through 27, Paul compares life to a race. If life is a race, it is a marathon, not a sprint. A marathon runner prepares his body for the long distance because he knows it will be grueling at times. Sorry, I can't read either. And just like that well-trained runner, a believer has to be well prepared to live life as God intends. The race began for you the day you were born into God's kingdom. So it's time to get serious about how you run it, how you live your life. Every day of your life counts, and if you are a believer, every day should be spent doing your best to follow God's commands. None of us can be sure how long our race, our life, will be, and none of us can know what's ahead. We may face obstacles. We may find ourselves running uphill. And my dad's watching me. So it's important that we listen closely to God. He will let us know exactly what we need to run the best possible race. Even if you haven't been running very well up until now, you can decide to get up and get moving. Pace yourself and finish well. Or you can blow it off and decide you've got plenty of time to catch up. But if you choose to wait until later, you can be assured that you will deeply regret all the days you sat and watched everyone else pass you by. God's got a lot for you right now. Don't live another minute without getting serious about Him. There was also something that I can't stop thinking about. During the stream, I was hearing this voice. And it wasn't Stephanie. It wasn't me. I've never heard God before. I don't know if this was God or not, but I heard it, and it's been stuck in my head, and I can't stop thinking about it. And it said, don't take shortcuts. And so it got me to thinking about how we're always looking for the easiest, fastest route. But, maybe that's not the best thing, because that means you're just skipping things. And maybe those things that we're skipping is what helps us become the people that we're supposed to be for God's purpose. Maybe when we skip over things, we're missing experiences that play a huge part in our lives. Maybe we're skipping over people that will have huge impacts on our lives. And so this really spoke to me because I'm always rushing. I'm always trying to get to the finish line. But I just really want to encourage you, whoever's listening to this, run your race and run it according to God's will. Just trust in Him. He'll guide you. He'll help you through the obstacles. He's helped me. Maybe I'll make videos on that later. I don't know. Depends. I'm not really good at this right now. But I hope this encouraged you. I just felt the need to share it. So if it did encourage you, it would be great if you let me know. Persevere. Patience and perseverance, as it says in Adventures in Odyssey. But yeah, that's what the Father laid on my heart to share. I hope it was a blessing to you. I hope you have a blessed day. Shabbat Shalom.